Hi, in this review I will introduce the Inair Go Pack, the XR glasses and accessories kits, and how it makes an amazing solution for efficient productivity on the go. I will also provide a comparison of the Inair 2 Pro and the Xreal One glasses. I'm usually outdoors doing reviews of cool stuff, a new one-wheel drone or 360 camera, but this time I'm reviewing a compute environment, so I need to do it indoors. Wait, do I really? I'm reviewing the solution for productivity on the go, so why am I indoors?
And I've been on this journey now for way too long to turn around. The sun is out, so I'll be on the move.
I'm on the move, can't stop me if you try. Coasting on now, baby, it's just me, myself and I. Cause I'm on the move, every step is by design. It's only up from here till the moment I die.
I'm still chasing the happily ever after. This at the end of my story.
So here's what I'm talking about. I can be sitting out here or practically anywhere I wish and do proper productivity work without compromising the use of a physical keyboard and full resolution displays, including in ultra widescreen mode or several displays side by side, even better than what I have in my office. With this futuristic system, I can have up to 6 displays hovering in space in front of me. Wearable displays are not something new, of course. I was playing with such devices for more than a decade. It probably broke through to the common market with the VR headsets, but the first models had to be tethered to your PC. That's not a good enough experience. The display resolution was far from being good for productivity back then, but it was an interesting experience for consuming media and playing games. The PC tethering was problematic for game playing, as when you tried to move around, you could get tangled with the cable. In fact, I was working for Intel Wireless Division, and one of our teams developed a wireless solution based on WiGig technology that powered the world's first untethered VR headset from HTC, the Vive. Intel also partnered with Microsoft to create the HoloLens, the head-mounted AR computer that predated Apple Vision by years. I was excited to get Oculus' first standalone VR headset, the Oculus Go, and later their Quest, but I was hungry for compact and light solutions that could also be used for productivity. Productivity requires high resolution and refresh rate, and I tried various solutions, including an exotic one from Avegant Life. It's a strange dual-purpose wearable device that looked like a over-the-ear headphones and could indeed serve this purpose, but you could drop the headband down, and when positioned in front of your eyes, it used an innovative retinal imaging technology to project an image right into your eyes so you can see a display floating in the air in front of you. I tried various wearable solutions from Vuzix, a famous company in this field. I saw the technology advancing and becoming more and more usable. But the real breakthrough for me was with Xreal XR glasses. Finally, a really lightweight device, practically equivalent to standard glasses that you wear. These get their power from the video source, PC, phone, or whatever you connect to the glasses. And this eliminates the need for battery on the device, allowing a very lightweight design. Early versions from Xreal were merely displays with speakers. The display brightness and resolution finally made it useful for productivity as well. Connecting it to my computer finally gave me a large, high-resolution, bright display floating in front of me as a second screen to my computer. The Xreal glasses use USB Type-C, so it also connected to my iPad and my iPhone and provided a large display on the go, away from my computer. It was amazing for watching videos or playing games, and I even tried it for productivity. I found a nice setup. I used my 10-inch iPad Air with Magic Keyboard and Xreal provided me with a large external display, which at a certain point Apple enabled it to be an extension screen and not only mirror of the iPad screen. Productivity on the go became a reality. A couple of years ago, I got to meet with one of the founders of Sightful, an Israeli startup that collaborated with Xreal to create the world's first screenless computer that is using Xreal technology for head-mounted display instead of a standard display. And they developed an innovative spatial OS that allowed presenting several displays side by side on the glasses, and the displays were floating fixed in place and not following you around when you move your head. This setup was amazing. The concept blew my mind, but it was large and clumsy. A notebook without a display is still a notebook to carry around with you. Right, you're getting on the go the equivalent of several large displays that usually you don't even have on your desk, but you still have to carry a notebook with you. Even my lighter iPad setup was too large for me. I was still dreaming about the ability to use my phone or something with similar size and weight to provide me with full productivity experience. I tried using my phone with external portable keyboards, with trackpad and the glasses, but it simply wasn't good enough experience for productivity. This is why I was excited when Xreal released their Beam and later the Beam Pro. With these devices, Xreal developed Android-based spatial OS that could let you get several floating windows in fixed location. I tried it, and it was indeed an upgrade and a great start for mobility, but was still not good enough. No more than 3 Android apps running side by side, and performance and user experience was still not where I was hoping it would be. The release of Xreal One brought spatial processing to the glasses side. With the new X1 onboard processor, anchoring displays to a fixed location in space is done by the glasses for any video source. No need for spatial OS or application to use the glasses' 3 degrees of freedom sensing and do the spatial processing. The glasses themselves took care of that. You can use it with your phone, and the user experience with a computer significantly improved. Even an ultra-wide screen mode was added. I gave up the Beam Pro and carried the Xreal One with me, either with my MacBook or iPad. With time, I found that I stopped carrying my MacBook with me, as the lighter setup of iPad with the Xreal glasses was more than enough for most cases. I used remote connectivity solution for iPad that allowed me to connect to my computer at home, so I could get full PC or Mac functionality and power when I did it on the go by connecting to them from the iPad and getting a full display on the glasses. Then I started seeing the reviews of the Inair Pod, a new product promoted as the most portable AR spatial computer. I had to try it. Since I already owned the Xreal and the Pod supported third-party glasses, I ordered only the Pod with a folding Bluetooth keyboard and the Go carrying case, and also the innovative Inair Wakey gadget for efficient remote connectivity to computer. Inair sells a USB hub that allows charging for the Pod while connected to the glasses, but as I already had a similar device from Xreal, I didn't need it as well. So instead of buying the full Inair Go kit, I purchased the parts I needed. So the Pod is a great upgrade option if you already have an XR glasses. The Xreal USB hub indeed worked, so did the glasses themselves. I was really impressed with it. The Inair OS, the special Android-based spatial OS they developed, is doing an amazing job of immersing you in a desktop-like virtual space with multiple screens. The seamless remote connectivity to my computer using Wakey was unlike any other remote connectivity solution I used before. This small dongle connected to my computer requires quick and simple setup, and from then on, the computer is remotely accessible by the pod from anywhere, and you get your computer screen as one of the windows floating in front of you on your virtual workspace. Even when the computer is in sleep mode, Wakey would wake it, hence its name, I guess. The Inair OS has two main modes: 3 degrees of freedom, when the OS controls the display positioning in space based on the inputs from the glasses, and 0 degree of freedom mode, in which the OS doesn't do the spatial processing and just sends video to the glasses. I found that with the Xreal glasses, 0 degree of freedom with multi-window support worked the best, because my Xreal One had the X1 onboard spatial processing chip that handled the display's spatial manipulation by the glasses themselves, and it worked seamlessly. After about a week playing with this setup and starting to put together my new workflow for mobile productivity, a new version of Inair OS was released, and when I upgraded it, everything changed. In the new upgrade, Inair removed the support for multi-windows in 0 degree of freedom. Multi-screen mode was only available in 3 degree of freedom, with the OS handling the display spatial processing. The experience was far from what it used to be in the previous configuration that was not available anymore. Initially, it was terrible, but when I followed the on-screen instruction and put the Xreal glasses in the exact mode they required, it was much better, but still not as good as it was before. The screen starts vibrating a little, kind of small jumps, whenever I moved my head even slightly. It reminded me the experience of using Xreal experimental Nebula software on my Mac that provided spatial experience with the glasses connected to a computer before they added the onboard chip. It is really glitchy. In this new Inair OS version, I had to choose. Either I compromise on the display stability or give up the multi-mode environment and work in 0 degree of freedom single window, relying on the Xreal X1 chip to stabilize the screen in anchor, fixed screen position, or follow modes, but having only a single window open in front of me. Inair support are very responsive and helpful. They explain that since version 3.5 of the OS, they have introduced fundamental changes to improve user experience with the Inair glasses, and as well as with the Xreal XR glasses. They explained that Inair had partnered with Xreal, which is providing Inair with their SDK to enable tight integration. They do not have Xreal SDK and collaboration, so though Inair inspires to fix the issues and continue to support Xreal, they will not be able to ensure seamless experience as for the Inair or Xreal glasses. Inair is very attentive to their customers. They are active in Discord and Reddit, and they assured us that they will bring back the 0 degree of freedom multi-windows mode per the community request. As I had the chance to experience the system when it worked well before the upgrade, I contemplated buying a new pair of XR glasses that would provide me the full experience and ensure proper support without glitches in the future. I was considering to purchase the Xreal Luma Ultra that are supposed to be fully supported by the pod and have much better specs than both the Xreal One and the Inair 2 Pro. High resolution, brighter and better speakers, lower latency, and more. Eventually, I decided to order the Inair 2 Pro glasses, as I thought it will ensure I get the most integrated, smooth user experience. They may be collaborating with Xreal, but it was still a third-party product, and I did learn from the community that Xreal Beast also suffered from compatibility issues, leaving many users frustrated. I didn't want to get in such a situation in a later software upgrade, and it seems very unlikely to happen with their original glasses. The question for me was whether, after I experience both glasses, can I give up my Xreal One and sell them, as the Inair 2 Pro would be a good alternative both when walking with a pod and with my MacBook and iPhone. So, I now got the Inair 2 Pro as well, and here's my impression. Using the pod, the windows in the immersive space stay in place rock solid. It is definitely a better experience using the Inair 2 Pro with the pod than using the Xreal One in 3 degrees of freedom after the OS upgrade. The picture is clear and the text is readable, so it does seem like a good solution for mobile productivity, as I hoped. However, the glasses are really uncomfortable to me. I know it's individual and they are actually a little lighter than the Xreal, but the arms press harder against the sides of my head. The plastic is much more rigid and it becomes very uncomfortable and even painful after wearing them for even merely 15 minutes or so. This makes it a showstopper for me. So though I definitely see the potential when I pair the Inair 2 Pro with the pod, I cannot recommend it as it is simply not comfortable enough, at least not for me. If I need to choose between the uncomfortable wear of the Inair 2 Pro and the degraded stability of the display in 3 degrees of freedom mode with the Xreal, I choose the later and really hope that Inair manages to improve it for the Xreal as they promise. It's so great that they listen to the community and work hard to please the customers. This is far from being trivial for a consumer company. Walking with the Inair 2 Pro connected to a MacBook is also an interesting experience. For that, you have the Inair Space software, the same software that allows you to connect remotely to the Mac or PC from your pod. Also adds functionality when you are connecting the Inair 2 Pro glasses directly to the computer. This software creates a multi-window virtual space and controls the stability of the windows in the immersive space, just as the Inair OS does that on the pod. Only it does not do it well enough. It reminds me again of the Xreal Nebula software for older versions of Xreal without the onboard processor. It's not good enough. The windows are not anchored in place rock solid as I expected. I even found that when I'm trying to keep my head completely steady, the windows in front of me shakes a bit. I realized my heartbeats are picked up by the glasses' onboard motion sensors and are causing the windows to jump ever so slightly with every heartbeat. And it is noticeable and annoying. The Inair space on the computer is only working with the Inair 2 Pro and not with the Xreal. But the Xreal One simply don't need it because their X1 onboard processor is doing such a great work in providing a rock-solid anchor display that it's a difference of night and day in comparison to the Inair 2 Pro with their software solution. The multi-window solution of the Inair Space software is great, but since the stability is not good enough, I prefer to use the Xreal with their ultra-wide display mode so I can open several windows on the ultra-wide display and get a quite similar multi-windows experience with a totally solid and robust, stable window. Walking standalone connected to the phone, the Inair Pro 2 gives a straightforward experience. I get a large screen in front of me. It stays in front of me and follows my head movements. It's great for those who did not experience getting such a huge bright display for your phone, but as I already have experience with the Xreal, I immediately noticed a difference in experience. Again, it's the Xreal onboard X1 processor that makes all the difference. When I'm in follow mode, for example, I can turn on the stabilization and it filters slight head shakes and keeps the display stable in place, but it does move around when I really turn my head. This gives a much more natural experience. I can also anchor the display in place so it will not follow me when I move my head. This is useful when I wish to read something from my phone or check something closer to the edges of the screen that are never as sharp as in the middle. Anchoring and moving my head around to scan what's on the virtual display makes it possible. Watching media is one of the great uses of the XR glasses, whether it is a series or movies on Netflix, Prime Video, Apple TV, Disney, HBO Max and others, or casual videos on YouTube. I do that a lot. When on the go, it's amazing, especially in flights, but also when the TV is in use by others or where I want to do it elsewhere at home, away from the TV. Initially, I found the video quality on the pod to be very basic, low resolution, which did not feel like the HD experience you expect to get with and what I'm used to experience on the huge virtual screen of the glasses. Inair did add HD support recently. They call it UHD for some reason, but it's actually HD. In any case, video quality improved dramatically. I now do find myself watching video on the pod, but even with HD enabled, it's still not at the quality I get when watching videos on other devices, including my iPhone. One of the innovative features that Inair had added to their pod is the AI 2D to 3D conversion. You look at any video and the AI running on the pod analyzes the video in real time, understands the scene and splits the view between the two glasses displays to create a 3D effect. It works great, but due to the processing power limitations of the 3D mode, it is disabled when watching a video in HD. So since the video quality is degraded, the experience is simply not good enough. Here again, Xreal wins big time. The Xreal onboard X1 processor also has this capability. They call it Real 3D, and it transforms any video to 3D, and it really does a great job, quite similar to what Inair managed to do on their pod, but it is native to the Xreal One glasses, so I can use it on whatever input I use for the video. This means that with Xreal, I can enable the Real 3D also when watching videos on the pod in HD mode. And bottom line, my favorite way to watch videos is on my Xreal with Real 3D enabled, connected either to my iPhone or to the pod. The video quality is amazing there, and the 3D effect adds to the immersive experience. Last point related to the media consumption using the glasses is the sound. Though both glasses have similar type of open-ear directed speakers, the Xreal speakers are tuned by Bose and are superior to the Inair Pro speakers. So the sound and therefore the overall immersion experience is better with the Xreal glasses. So here's my conclusion. Inair developed a solution that enables mobile productivity like never before. However, currently it works seamlessly only with their own glasses, and they are not comfortable enough, at least for me. It may work as a good enough or close to it with the Viture glasses, as they partnered with them, but I did not have the chance to try it out myself. And I do read some complaints from the community. So I suspect it is also not perfect yet. So I personally prefer to use the Xreal with the pod, in spite of the inferior stability, and based on my experience with Inair agility and attention to customers' asks, I'm quite confident that they will fix issues and improve the experience soon enough. I also prefer to use the Xreal when walking connected to my MacBook and my iPhone, definitely for viewing video. My hope is that Inair will fix the pod to improve both the multi-window stability with the Xreal and the video quality, so it will become my one device on the go, both for productivity and media on the go. If it wasn't clear so far, I'm definitely not going to sell my Xreal, and actually I ordered the Xreal One S with higher resolution and brightness. And I will probably sell my Inair Pro as it is not useful for me. I will tell you more about my experience with the Xreal One S when I get it, as well as about accessories for the pod setup, starting with the use of different keyboards in future reviews. Thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your comments and will be happy to answer your questions. See ya!